Welcome to the only real truth and comedy podcast in the entire world, run by one guy. Me! That's right, the one and only Jake the Awake. And this really is the only real truth and comedy podcast that exists in the entire world. Believe me, I've looked. There's nothing like this. There never will be. Nobody out there has what it takes to run their own stream and host their own podcast without any guests and make it all up on the spot and make you laugh. And none of it is scripted and it's all true to the best of my knowledge. Where else are you going to find anything like this? Nowhere but here on the Jake the Awake channel. Welcome back to another live stream edition of me live streaming for you. Yeah. And tonight I have a very special episode indeed. We're going to be diving deep into a celebrity replacement theory. And this is one of those where you kind of have to already know about the world stage. You kind of have to know a little something about hyper-realistic masks. You have to know a little something about trick photography. And you kind of have to know your shit to be able to follow along tonight. But I'm going to do my best that even if you're new here, I'm going to try and catch you up as quick as possible and get everybody on board with something nobody's talking about. I got some goods on this Bad Bunny character that nobody's talking about. So stick around. I'm going to be busting the Super Bowl halftime show artist that everybody is talking about over the last few days. Everyone's talking about this Bad Bunny character and whether you did or did not like the halftime performance, or whether you turned the channel and watched Kid Rock do his right-winger MAGA halftime show, right? So that's the headline news, is whether or not people liked this Bad Bunny character. So we're going to get into that tonight and a whole lot more. Woo! It's going to be a good one. So before the show even started, I had some super chats come in. So now I got to go back and read these super chats that came in before the show even started. Mike 6 says, yo, Jake, start the show with some red hot chili peppers. Red hot chili peppers. All right. 1 second. And then I think I had another couple super chats come in as well. Let me get my stuff set up on my end. We'll get going here. All right, so just before your super chats came in, it showed that there were some other super chats that came in. Let me see if I can go back and get those ones. Weird. It's not letting me go back and show the super chats that came in before. So I'm just going to have to read them, but I'm not able to show them. So I had some super chats come in way before the show started from RY. Here, and I'll show you guys by sharing the screen. RY with a super chat says, wake up, grab a bush and put a little makeup, hide the skirts and fade away the fake up. You wanted to. Why don't you leave the keys upon the table? You wanted to. I don't think you trust in my self-right to suicide. When I became the sun, somebody to bring the bong. When I became the sun, somebody to bring the boy. All right. So we got the first super chat. I guess it was a request for me to sing that. I'm guessing that's what he wanted. And again, I can't pull it up on my end because It's not letting me because it came in so early. So that's why I'm showing the watch page to show you guys the super chats that came in beforehand. This is like the only way I can show you. Had another one come in from Rye. Says Richie from Boston can't sell his Toyota truck, so he works with Jaron to convert it to a lunar module. NASA and Elon are impressed. They offer to take him and Roseanne to land it on the moon. Richie from Boston and Roseanne announced their moon wedding plans. Dude, that's so much shit for me to try and remember when I'm going to have to be doing this on the spot. You're making it as hard on me as possible. Richie and Roseanne announced their wedding plans. All right, let me see if I can give this a go. Let me see what I can do here. So I've been trying to sell my Overlander. There's a little over 300,000 miles on it. And so far, nobody is wanting to buy the Toyota that I'm trying to sell right now. So one thing is that my Overlander has caught the attention of, get this, I'm not even kidding, Elon Musk and NASA are actually considering converting my Overlander into a space module that they plan on going back to the moon with. But that is neither here nor there. I actually have some very wonderful news I wanted to share with you. So I recently went on a date with a very wonderful lady, and you all know who she is. And she revived my previously dead sex organ. Now, I thought that I was unable to get a manly function. However, this lovely lady was able to revive my manly function, so to speak, and I was able to get back in the saddle again, if you know what I mean. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to announce I have proposed marriage to the one and only beautiful lady who has my heart, the one and only Roseanne, formerly Roseanne Barr. You guys know her. She runs a truth podcast, and I have her here with me now.
Greetings! Hello! I'm so glad, like Richie, that we're going to be able to get married and we're going to be able to, fuck and stuff. And, I'm so glad that, DJ and Darlene and Becky are gone from the house. So, they're not going to be able to, hear us fucking all day long because, I just can't get enough of that Richie from Boston dick.
As you can see, I could not be happier to be with such a lovely lady. She has made me feel young again. I've found that thing that I was looking for, and we're going to go start a lovely life together back in Boston.
Well, I don't know if I want to move to Boston, I don't really like the cold weather.
Well, all right, so we're still trying to work out the details here. At any rate, please like, share, and subscribe, or don't. I'm out.
All right. That was hard. That was really hard. All right. Next on the list, we have Richie from Boston's lunar module has built-in Bible vape system. All right.
So what people don't realize is I've been made an offer by the U.S. government that they want to take a blueprint of my Overlander, and they want to use it to design the next lunar module. They're so impressed with my Overlander setup that they think that it could be a future prototype for a lunar module that they could eventually land on the moon. Now, here is the best part. I'm going to work in a deal where they have to have a built-in organic Bible vape juice system so that the astronauts on board are able to get 100% pure organic Bible vape juice so that their assholes are not infiltrated by Chinese nanobots. This is, of course, a very wonderful deal. Now, the deal hasn't went through yet, but when the deal goes through, I'm going to be very, very well off. In fact, I'll never have to do this again. I'll never even have to sell another organic Bible vape cartridge ever again. I'll be well off. However, I'm going to continue to sell them with my promo code down because, you know, I was sent here to do God's work. And that's what I'm going to do until I'm gone. Richie from Boston, I'm out.
There you go. We got Bob sending 5 Jake the Awake gift memberships. And another super chat from Rye says Bernie Sanders names Bad Bunny as running mate. So being that the current administration is so preposterous, not only am I going to run for president in the next election because I'm one of the only people who can fix this country right now from certain disaster, because that's, quite frankly, that's exactly where we're headed. And so as your next president, because I am going to win, I'm already going to announce your future vice president. He was the halftime show artist. It was one of the best halftime shows I've seen in years. Give it up for your future vice president, Bad Bunny. Now, we are guaranteeing victory in this next election because the Republicans are atrocious. After Donald Trump, who else are they going to serve up? I'm going to win. It's such a huge margin. They're going to be embarrassed that they ever chose to run against me and Bad Bunny. All right, there you go. There you go. There's 3 super chats from Rye. I don't normally start the show with that many impressions, but that's what Rye wanted. That's what Rye's going to get. All right. Now I can put this, put that watch page away. Just read them. Mike 6 with this very generous donation. He says, yo, Jake, start the show with some Red Hot Chili Peppers. Red Hot Chili Peppers, huh? You know, if I put on a karaoke version and sing it as good as possible, they'll copyright claim the channel, even for a cover. So I'm going to sing it a cappella. I'm going to sing it a cappella as best I can. And I'm going to do like a Chili Peppers montage here for you. Give you a little more than one song. All right. It's hard to believe that there's nobody out there. It's hard to believe that I'm all alone. At least I have her love. Your city, she loves me. Lonely as I am, together we cry. 'Cause I don't ever want to feel like I did that day. Well, take me to the place I love. Take me all the way. Well, I don't ever want to feel like I did that day. Well, take me to the place I love. Take me all the way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, and I said, now, yeah, yeah. Oh, no, 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 yeah, yeah. Rap, pop, pop, rap, pop, 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 pop. Oh, what I got, you gotta give it to your mama. What I got, you gotta give it to your papa. What I got, you gotta give it to your doctor. Do a little dance and you drink a little water. What I got, you gotta get it, put it in you. What I got, you gotta get it, put it in you. What I got, you gotta get it, put it in you. Feeling with the feeling, don't stop or continue. I realize I don't wanna be the miser. Confide with slime, be the wiser. Now we're with the real upriser. How come everybody wanna kick it like a Kaiser? Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Hot to people, pop a tip a top a pipe. Give it away now. Give it away now. Now, give it away now. Now, give it away now.
Bow now, give it away now. Bow now, give it away now.
Whew, there you go. A little chili peppers mix mash there. Some give it away and under the bridge for you. Acapella. No backing track. No assistance on the vocals. No microphone. Just doing the best I can. There you go, Mike. Very generous donation to get us started. I wasn't planning on performing some chili peppers tonight, but got to do what the people want when they're being that generous, right? Okay, so super chats. You guys are so generous sometimes. Before I even start the show, I get all these crazy requests. We got one coming in now. Says, why do people still trust the government after COVID? COVID went from the most deadly virus in the world to no one cares about it anymore. Yeah. And what's funny is there's people who talk about it still like, yeah, I had it 4 times, right? It's like, you did? So some people will have claimed to have had it. Like I have family members who are like, I lost my sense of taste when I had the COVIDs. I'm like, really? Right? So there's people who, you can't convince them it didn't exist because they had it 4 times. Some of them had it multiple times and they were vaxxed and they were confused as to how that could happen. RY says Red Hot Chili Peppers, space may be the final frontier. Guys, wow, we're gonna turn this into a sing-along rather than a Bad Bunny Exposed video. Space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. And if you want these kind of dreams, it's Californication. It's the word in civilization. Sun may rise in the east, at least to settle in a final location. And if you want these kind of dreams, it's Californication. And I'm saying, well, little settle and of aging, living on Santa Bell, around the doesn't modulating. Here's hand on telephone, firstborn unicorn, dream of Californication. All right, I totally don't remember the lyrics to that one. But, there you go. Had to make up my own lyrics to that one. All right. I think I got all the super chats and we can finally start the show. No, I missed one from I'm Rigged. Hold on. Got to go back and get the super chat I missed. I don't want to leave anybody out. And then we're going to officially start the show. All right. I'm Rigged. Sorry, buddy. Slipped over your super chat. He said, there really is nothing like this show in the whole world, even in the land behind the ice wall. That's right. The higher up people, whoever they are, they totally watch me. They're totally blown away by me and the things I talk about. They're like, wow, look at this one guy who sees through all our bullshit and talks about it and entertains everyone and makes everyone laugh. Let's study this motherfucker and rip off his best ideas and repackage them, right? And we'll gaslight the fuck out of him at the same time with our script that only he can see through. No, but there really isn't another stream quite like mine. And I've looked, a lot of streams are based around like talking to a guest, putting over some celebrity guest, and they talk about all the world stage events as if they're real, right? They don't break down footage from any event and go, hey, this is a psychological operation, and then show it in slow-mo and break it down step by step. So what we do here, we do breakdowns and analysis of the world stage, and I add my comedy into it, and I take comedic requests such as tonight, and also song requests such as tonight. So yes, you won't find any other podcast comedian doing this the way I do this. I do this in a one-of-a-kind way, and I don't have to worry about anybody replicating what I do here quite like I do it, because I'm pretty sure it's unreplicatable. Thank you, I'm rigged, for the super chat donation. Now I believe I'm finally caught up on super chats. Just as I say that, a brand new one came in from Mike. Then we're going to start the show. Mike says Bad Bunny has nothing on you. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. And tonight, I think I'm going to blow y'all motherfuckers' minds. Think I am. Think tonight, I'm going to blow some people's minds right out of their asshole. All right. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Kelly. Hi, everyone. Hi, mods. Hi, everyone. Replacement Skylight says, can we get Bad Bunny doing Land on the Moon? Land on the moon, wait, land on the moon. Land on the moon, we land on the moon. Hey, take it over, go to the moon. Then you know that we'll come back soon. Rove up top, rove down low. Rove because we got no place to go. We land on the moon, we land on the moon. Land on the moon, we land on the moon. Take it over, rove up top. Take it over, rove down low. Take it over, rove up top. Then we go right back down low. Pom 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 tengo tengo de land on the moon tengo here and tango there and then we tango we land on the moon land on the moon say land on the moon and we take that tango rip it up top man the tango blend on yen and beso es is bueno take it on dead to land on the moon and hit tip. There you go. I couldn't think of any Spanish lyrics because I don't speak Spanish, so I had to make up some mumbo jumbo that kind of sounded like Spanish and try and insert it in there. And then I ran out of Spanish mumbo jumbo words, so then I just had to make some noises. All right, we're starting off silly tonight. Some people are probably like, this guy never gets to the point. He just sings silly songs and does fucking stupid voices. I hate this guy. And they're like, they're gone already. I probably chased off some people that don't want to hear what I have to say about Bunny. But hey, they don't deserve to hear what I have to say if they left already, right? Right? Oh, man. Tengo dinero, land on the moon. Yo hablo español, perdón. En el tango de dinero, land on the moon, español, yo. All right, sorry, that's terrible. That was the worst Bad Bunny singing Land on the Moon ever. Okay, I think we're ready to start the show. Now I think we're finally ready to start the show. All right, y'all. So, let me go ahead and set the mood here. How many people are with me that celebrities on the world stage can be replaced and have been replaced? How many people are down with celebrity replacement theory, that they find a lookalike and they swap out the celebrity? Now, what happens to that celebrity? Do they get to sell their likeness so that the beast system gets to use their lookalike as that celebrity, and then that celebrity gets to leave the public eye and go retire somewhere and not have to deal with being famous, right? maybe go to Celebrity Island, or maybe they get sacrificed. Maybe they die accidentally. There's a number of reasons why they might duplicate a celebrity. You know, maybe somebody's worth so much money and they're so influential that you got to make sure to have at least two of them, just in case one of them can't fulfill their obligations and duties. And I've shown you guys examples of celebrities I thought have been replaced, and I've shown you guys examples of hyper-realistic masks, and that the CIA admits that they have those and have used those, and that that's old tech. And then there's movie makeup and stuff, you know, like turning Robin Williams into Mrs. Doubtfire, turning Johnny Knoxville into Bad Grandpa. There's the movie quality makeup that you can apply, right? And prosthetics. So between movie makeup, prosthetics, and then hyper-realistic masks, and people who look very similar to a celebrity who you can pass off as that celebrity, there's a number of different ways to replace a celebrity, right? So you guys are on board with me there. Hopefully you guys, most of you are on board with that. I'm Rig says Aaron Haywood makes a shock discovery that Jake the asshole plays a role of Bad Bunny as well. All right. So I buddy, this fella here, Jake the asshole. He also plays the role of Nick Johnson. And he also plays the role of Bad Bunny. You see Jake the asshole trying to do damage control. He's doing a live stream about Bad Bunny. That's because Jake the asshole is Bad Bunny. He secretly plays a role. He's a bloody shape-shifting icon, and he shape-shifts into Bad Bunny. And then he shape-shifts into Nick Johnson. He also shape-shifts into a bare-knuckle boxer in the UK. He's a shape-shifting bloody reptilian arachnoid. There you go. Anybody who doesn't know of Aaron Haywood is going to be thoroughly confused, of course. All right. So you guys are familiar with the celebrity replacement theory, right? So I have made content about Dave Chappelle being replaced, and I've shown examples of old Chappelle and new Chappelle. That's old news, right? And a lot of people agree with me. This isn't just some crazy thing that I think. In my opinion, it's obviously a different person who's playing the role of Dave Chappelle. I also think that Eminem, the original Eminem, is not the same guy who's playing the role of Eminem now. So I believe Eminem has been replaced by a younger imposter lookalike. I believe Vince McMahon has been replaced. I believe Alex Jones was replaced like a year ago by a new version of Alex Jones. And so I'm very open about these celebrity replacements, and I show examples and evidence, right? And so I've done entire streams about Alex Jones being replaced. I've done entire videos about Dave Chappelle being replaced. A couple of years ago, I did a whole breakdown on Eminem when he showed up to a Detroit Lions game in a hat and a hoodie with a weird black beard, looking hella young and different. I was like, you guys, clearly this is not the same Eminem. So I've made a lot of content about celebrities being replaced. So tonight I'm going to be floating a similar theory, but it's going to get possibly a little crazy, too much for some people to handle. But I want you to try and stick with me. Look at the evidence that I present, and then go back and look for yourself. And you just might have your fucking mind blown here tonight. All right. So with that said, you guys are familiar with industry plants, right? So on the world stage, they'll have a musical artist that's basically artificially inflated, artificially created, so they can have an artist just suddenly hit the scene and blow up. You know, back in the day, they used to use MTV to quickly blow up an artist. Nowadays, you can just have an artist show up at some big festival and then create a fake backstory and then just have them do a series of media events where they get interviewed and talk about their music and have them appear with other famous people. And suddenly people will just think that, oh yeah, this person's famous, right? So you can take somebody like a Bad Bunny, insert him into the culture and stick him with a few other famous people, and suddenly he's famous. And so when you see one of these people get promoted on the Super Bowl stage, it's like the biggest stage in the world. It's like one of the biggest stage where the most eyes are watching. They're of course going to have an industry plant in that halftime show. They're not going to have any independent artist make their way to the halftime show, right? So it's always going to be somebody who's under the control of the world stage script writers, aka the government, right? So they have people who are going to follow a script, who they know will do exactly what they're told, wear exactly what they're told, say what they're told, all that stuff. They have all the right people in place on a big stage like that. So the stage, the world Super Bowl world stage, is quite possibly one of the most gigantic stages that an artist can get on. And they're not going to hand over that spot to just any old artist. You got to be in the big club, right? So let's start off with this Bad Bunny character, and I'll get right into it. I'm not going to waste your guys' time anymore now that I got a nice crowd here. Check it out. This, to me, looks like a made-up guy. Just looks alone. I see somebody that is almost dressing up as a Puerto Rican guy. Somebody's trying to wear a Puerto Rican guy costume. When I look at this, I see what looks like a fake mustache. I see skin that's way too smooth. No sweat pores, no blemishes. Super duper smoothed over, airbrushed, makeup skin. I see what looks like almost fake facial hair. Possibly even fake hair. This to me looks like a white guy made up to look like a Puerto Rican guy. Anybody following along? Anybody see what I see? Does this really look like a genuine Puerto Rican fella? Let's continue. Look at these pink pouty lips. There's something about these eyes. There's something familiar about this face. When I see this face, I was like, this guy looks familiar, and he doesn't look like a guy. This guy looks familiar, but he doesn't look like a guy. You guys see what I see? It's almost like they're dressing somebody up to look like a Puerto Rican fella. And here's this Puerto Rican fella in a dress and high heels. And it wasn't just this one-time thing. Because here, this fella is again in a dress. So this fella who gets to be the Super Bowl halftime show artist and be seen by tens of millions of people, the biggest audience of his career. Well, here he is wearing dresses. So that obviously means he's part of the big club, right? This looks like something a big club member would do. Little humiliation ritual of sorts. Back in the 80s and 90s, that would have ruined your career. 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. If you would have took a picture like that, that would have been the end of your career. But nowadays, that's par for the course. It's totally acceptable. Nobody bats an eye. Doxological Thinker says, look at the ear. You can totally tell it's a mask. Entertainment only. I'm glad you brought up that ear, because we're going to be looking at that ear again very soon. But just showing you who we're dealing with here, right? And how he got on that huge stage at halftime. You got to do something for the big club. You got to sacrifice something. You got to humiliate yourself. You got to push their agendas, push their narratives. You got to be an asset to the beast system if they're going to reward you with the Super Bowl stage. Y'all feel me? They don't just let anybody get up on that Super Bowl stage unless they're in the big club. Now check it out. Tell me what we see here. You guys tell me what we see. I don't gotta spoon feed it to you guys. You guys can see it. It's as clear as day. This is a plant. This guy did not start from a small town in Puerto Rico and then get big famous like this. No way. They always have a backstory, a rags to riches backstory, where they were plucked from obscurity in a small town, and then they became gigantic pop stars. Never buy into those backstories. Backstories can be and are created afterwards. They can manufacture a star, insert them into the mainstream, and then create a backstory for them. You won't know any better. And they can always tell you, oh, they came from a small town, plucked from obscurity. And of course, that's the story with this fella. Supposedly comes from a small town in Puerto Rico. Makes it all the way to the American football Super Bowl halftime show and gets to sing Spanish lyrics. As if they didn't know that was going to piss off a whole lot of people. So yeah, if you haven't heard, it made a lot of people mad when this guy sang at halftime. Let me see what you guys are saying here. It's a gal. Suzette says, I feel you, Jake. All right. Yeah. Okay. So you guys see it. Yeah. Very, very obvious. Right? Rice had never heard about this individual until Super Bowl. I heard about this individual because of WWE. So WWE will artificially push. They'll basically force a industry plant upon their audience. So WWE has pushed Bad Bunny. WWE has pushed Travis Scott. And WWE pushed Jelly Roll. So they let Bad Bunny get in the ring and wrestle. They let Jelly Roll get in the ring and wrestle. And they let Travis Scott get in the ring and not wrestle, but throw a few punches. So the WWE is responsible for pushing these industry plants onto their audience, forcing these people's music onto their audience, forcing their music to be heard in arenas and whatnot, forcing people to learn who they are. And so whenever I see the WWE pushing an artist and then they get in the ring, yeah, that's another indicator that they're in the big club. And the WWE has a history of pushing industry plants. Kid Rock and Limp Bizkit, Fred Durst also got to perform on WWE shows. They didn't wrestle, but they performed their music on WWE. All industry plants, of course. Mike said Bad Bunny is hermaphrodite. We'll get to that. I'm going to clear up the mystery here real soon. I'm going to clear it up for you, who I think it is. Some of you guys are going to be blown away. Bad Bunny's name, Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio, AOC from PR as well. From Puerto Rico as well. Okay, so so obviously, if you're going to do a magazine cover photo shoot and they have you doing that one eye pose, right? It's pretty obvious symbolism. And then he's got the female fingernails. And then the words science and beauty, or science of beauty, right? But both these two words associated with this individual, right? So if this individual happens to be more on the feminine side, then it makes sense that it would have fake facial hair, right? So my assessment, the facial hair doesn't look legit on this character. Now check this out. Who's that? You guys know who that is? Yeah, Bad Bunny is BFFs. Bad Bunny is friends with this fella. Just so happens to be friends with this guy. And this guy and this guy are BFFs now. I don't know if you guys know that. And this is Justin. The most recent pictures of Justin right here at the Grammys. Say, Justin's looking a little different to me. Here's the thing. I'm not going to have my intelligence insulted. Now, the public, they get their intelligence insulted all the time, every day, over and over, and they don't even know it. They're duped by shit like this. Whereas me, I'm like, hey, wait a minute. What in the fuck is this? This is now Justin Bieber? This is the most current Justin Bieber and his wife. What? Yeah, this is now Justin Bieber, you guys. Is anyone paying attention? Here's the deal. I know some people are going to be like, I have no idea who Justin Bieber is. Why are we talking about Justin Bieber? Y'all, this is how I can tell if someone's paying attention or not. Is anyone paying attention here? Anyone paying attention? Is anyone paying attention? I thought Justin Bieber had a feminine face. In my head, Justin Bieber looks like this. I thought this is what Justin Bieber looked like. What the fuck's going on here? This is the Justin Bieber in my head. Who the fuck is this? Okay, here's another Justin Bieber. Not looking quite as feminine, but still looks like that could be the same two people. Uh-oh, now we got a problem. And now we got a fucking problem.
He just got older, dude. The one on the left is when he's young, and the one on the right is because he's older now. People age, Jake.
Yeah, that's what people told me about Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle's the same guy he always was. He just got buffer and older. He took steroids and got older, dude.
Here's the deal. I will not have my intelligence insulted. This right here has feminine qualities. This face right here looks very feminine. Like a boy meets a lesbian. A very boyish lesbian look right here. This looks more like, just looks a lot more masculine. I don't see the same feminine qualities here. Furthermore, the shape of the head, the eyes, I'm not seeing a match here, y'all. Not you, Jake. You are Benjamin Button DNA. No, I'm getting older. I just hide it by shaving my gray hairs away. If I let my beard grow out, there'd be a shitload of gray hairs, and I would look like an old-ass grandpa. So yeah, when I shave, I look younger. If I grow out my facial hair, then you're going to see a shitload of gray. Just like on my head, there's a bunch of gray, so I have to dump some dye in there so that you guys don't think I'm a grandpa. But that's neither here nor there. So some of you guys might be wondering, Jake, why are you showing us this about Justin Bieber? This doesn't have anything to do with Bad Bunny. Oh, we're getting there. These two don't quite look the same to me either. So here's another comparison. Some people will say maybe that the picture I showed of Justin is way old and he's too young. So here's another comparison. These eyes don't quite match these ones. This facial hair doesn't quite look like this facial hair over here. The ear shapes and ear set look a little different. Eyebrows, a little off. All right. We following along? Uh-oh, what do we got here? Look at this. Well, if I didn't know any better, I'd say that was Bad Bunny and that was Justin Bieber. But this Justin Bieber, this is the more feminine looking Justin Bieber. Do we agree this looks like the more feminine Justin Bieber and not this guy? This doesn't look like this guy. This looks like the feminine Justin Bieber that I'm used to seeing. This is the Justin Bieber in my head when I think of him. And then who's this fella? And what in the hell are they doing dressed like that? You guys, back in the fucking 90s, and it really wasn't that long ago. Back in the 90s, if there was a photograph like this, that was the end of your fucking career. People would be like, they're gay. Fuck them, right? Like there's guys who went on MTV and looked a little too fruity and their career, bam, was done. Back in the 80s and 90s, if you went too fruity too fast, your image was that sealed your fate back in the day. Now it's totally accepted and celebrated to take pictures like this. And these are two straight men, right? These are two straight men who can have their pick of like any. Now pay attention. You see this? It doesn't actually look like he's looking at Justin Bieber. You know what it looks like to me? Like Bad Bunny is posing, pretending to look at someone, and then they insert Justin here. This picture, and then this here. Guys, this is the same motherfucker. This motherfucker and that motherfucker are the same motherfucker. And that motherfucker might be a chick. You want to talk about Bad Bunny? What if this is a reincarnation of this motherfucker right here? And again, look at the way this guy looks. And then this guy here. Who's that? Now we got a problem. Hello? Hello? Is anyone paying attention? Am I the only motherfucker paying attention? Bad Bunny is Justin Bieber, the feminine one. And the one on the left is a fucking lookalike, a doppelganger. So they stick a fake Justin Bieber on screen with Justin Bieber, who's fucking Bad Bunny. And they have them meet and do a photo op so that nobody in the world figures out that those two are the same motherfucker. Not these two. These two are not the same. These two are the same. These are the same guy. This is a fake Justin Bieber. And this is Justin fucking Bieber. Yep. That's what I'm floating. Hey, look at that ear. Look at that right ear and that guy's right ear. They both have that same fucking earring. Now their ear is at a slightly different angle. Their head is at a different angle. So we can see behind the head. We can see behind the ear here. We can't see behind the ear here. But just look at the shape of this ear. And look at the shape of this ear. Look at these pink pouty lips. The fake fucking facial hair. The fake fucking hair. God damn it. I think I got him. I think this motherfucker, this lady, whoever this is this person. And this is not Justin Bieber. That's some other motherfucker. And this is how they fake everyone out. So check it out. It's impossible for those two guys to be the same guy because there they are together, right? Not so fast. If that's a fake Justin Bieber and that's the real Justin Bieber in Bad Bunny makeup, well, then that's the first picture that they'd take. They're going to make sure to take that picture. Why in the motherfucker is there so many pictures of these two? Why are these two best buds? They just so happen to be best buds. They do songs together. They take these photos together. This right here is a fake photo. I'm not stupid. And this is a fake Justin Bieber. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Too crazy for some people, I'm sure. All right. And guess what? I got more evidence to show you. Not just these pictures. I got more. I'm going to bring the evidence tonight. That's why I want you guys, before you make up your mind, before you go, they don't look alike. Before somebody says they don't look alike, Let me just show you more examples. And of course, they're not going to wheel out an exact carbon cut copy of Justin fucking Bieber and try and pass it off like a different person. They're, of course, going to change a lot of stuff. Got a super chat coming in from Joey GG or Joey Egg. We got a super chat from Mike Six says Finkel is Einhorn, Einhorn is Finkel. Beaver on screen with Justin. Who the fuck's Bad Bunny? And they have these guys have hung out together on camera so many times that they overdid it. They've overdone it. Like, what are the chances Bad Bunny is best friends with Justin Bieber to begin with? They just so happen to be best buds. Like, why does Justin Bieber need to help that guy? It would make sense and only makes sense if Justin Bieber is that guy. So he's going to go out of his way to make sure to get that guy famous because he is him. Right? Mike Six says Finkel is Einhorn, Einhorn is Finkel. Show you guys some video examples of some very odd body language from this Mr. Bad Bunny character. Make sure I'm all caught up on my super chats. No, I missed one from Rye earlier talking about the facial hair. And we've only just begun. Hey, hit the thumbs up if you guys are enjoying the show so far. I got a lot more to show you. We're just getting started. Oh, shit. Here it is. He says they always add facial hair to these. Oh, I don't want to jump ahead too much. But yeah, check it out. Pink pouty lips. Same fucking ear and earring. Same earring style. Like, dude. And there's something about this character that it looks like they took a white person and dressed up a white person like a Puerto Rican. And they happen to be best buddies. And they happen to do photo shoots together. Oh, and this happens to look like a fucking fake Justin right here. Look at this. Wait a minute. Yeah, fake Justin, real Justin, also Justin. See what they're doing here? It's real easy to take Justin and have him do 2 different characters, even 3 different characters, because then you know you have a bona fide star out there under the spotlight, and you can have not only Justin's fan base, but now you can have Bad Bunny's fan base, right? So why wouldn't they have Justin do more than one character? And you have the doppelganger Justin, your lookalike Justin, who can appear on screen Bad Bunny. And now it's impossible in every mind. Those are the same. How could they be the same guy? There they are together. Well, not so fast. They can be together and be the same guy real easy when we're talking about on screen. And when you throw in the a fake Justin Bieber into the mix, throw in this fella, the fake Justin Bieber here. Oh, now you can totally have Justin Bieber and a fake Justin Bieber on screen. Nobody fucking has any clue, but not me. I see right through it. All right. So let me show you guys some video example of this character. That's what it is. This is going to be way too much for you to handle. And so you'll just be like, they don't look the same. Justin Bieber is shorter. Right? You'll just come up with any old reason to fucking dismiss it. But before you dismiss it, all right, so here's Bad Bunny on the Colbert Show, right? See, look at what he chooses to wear while he's on Colbert Show, right? Sunglasses and a hat. Look at this body. Look at the stuff he chooses to wear.
I don't know.
I don't want to get copyright claimed, but let me play a little bit of him.
Go past the person in the aisle. I want to be able to get up and just go.
Maybe. Yeah.
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 I don't like to look to the window, so
You don't like the window.
yeah.
You don't like to think about flying. Are you a nervous flyer?
I don't like to fly, but I like to fly.
Okay. That's a Puerto Rican guy, huh? That's just a regular old Puerto Rican guy who got plucked from obscurity and made it to the big time. Now, my theory is this is fucking Justin Bieber. And that's why he's got this fucking grin and this stupid disguise on. And that's why his answers sound like this.
I'm on the plane. I don't want to go past the person in the aisle. I want to be able to get up and just go.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like to look to the window, so
You don't like the window.
yeah.
You don't like to think about flying. Are you a nervous flyer?
I don't like to fly, but I like to fly.
Right. So in this interview, I'm sure if I show too much of it, my stream will get copyright claimed. And I don't want that to happen. Basically, Colbert's like, so Bad Bunny, what's your favorite smell? So Bad Bunny, what do you think happens when people die? Like they, I think they bury us or something. So this to me looks like fucking Justin Bieber fucking duping everybody in a goddamn costume pretending to be a fucking Puerto Rican, dude. The more I look, the more I'm like, okay, this can't be an actual Puerto Rican guy. Who's going to go on late night TV looking like that and acting like that? Right. So even if this person was real, why does anyone care about his music? I remember a time when people liked actual bands who played instruments. Yeah, me too. And then with the rise of AI music, it's kind of killed it for me. Like I can't even go back and enjoy old music because even bands I thought were bands, even a lot of them, they do some dishonest stuff. Like there's big, huge bands that have footage on their channel, their YouTube channel, of them playing a supposed live show, and it's a fake live show. It's like there's bands that shot shows in a studio with a fake audience and then passed it off as real footage. So I found examples of Metallica faking their fucking live show, their oldest live shows. The oldest live Metallica shows that you can find are fake. The oldest Pantera shows I could find are fake and stitched together. This is fucking camera fucking trickery, stitching different shots together. And so I found examples of even my favorite band playing a gig in a studio with a fake audience and then passing it off as a live show. And so even bands I thought were real turned out to be plants. That's a whole nother video. The Metallica and the Pantera videos turning out to be fake. Their oldest live shows are fucking fake. That's a whole nother video. I'll have to do a whole nother stream about that. Far Tree 7 says, thanks, investigator. Oh, you're welcome. JP Crucino gifting 5 Jake the Awake memberships. Oh, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. And Nathaniel Arias says, BB sang about worshiping Bad Bunny sang about worshiping the devil during halftime. Then at the start of the Super Bowl, they said something about kickoff to Super Bowl 60 and 60 minutes away from a new champ. Final score equaled 6. You get 666. Yeah, they mixed in the number 3 and the number 6 quite a bit into their script. That's not the first time they've done that on the Super Bowl. They mixed in the number 3 a shitload of times in the 49ers and Chiefs Super Bowl. The second time they played in Vegas, they mixed in the number 3 over and over again in that game. All right. And I got a couple newer super chats that came in. Shit. From Joey Anthony, he says, Justin and Eminem are your local cafe lesbian. So yeah, they have a version of Eminem, but they don't use that version anymore. That was very feminine looking. And then the Insane Clown Posse actually made a inside joke about it. Like one time they asked Insane Clown Posse if they still have beef with Eminem, and they're like, no, not anymore. In fact, I actually think you could fuck Eminem and you wouldn't actually technically be gay. And like it was just shrugged off. Like he said that I think on like the Howard Stern show or somewhere. I heard one of the Violent J from the Insane Clown Posse said you could fuck Eminem and technically you wouldn't be gay. I think that's the inside tip that there used to be a female version of Eminem. But the new version that they have of Eminem is like a younger guy that looks like he's in his 30s, right? So Eminem looks like he's in his 30s now, and he has this weird black beard, and he wears like a hat and a hoodie everywhere he goes. He's surrounded by lots of bodyguards and stuff, rarely ever performs live. And so, yeah, the new version of Eminem looks like some younger guy. But for a while, they were using what looked like a very feminine lady version of Eminem. So they've used different versions of Eminem, right? Won't the real Slim Shady please stand up? All right. Check this out. Hello, question. What's the scariest animal?
Scariest animal. A cucaracha.
All right, so here's what I think. I think they took Justin Bieber and they taught him some Spanish. And then they have him playing this fucking part. And here he is all in. Look at the body language, right? Like what grown man who's from Puerto Rico has to have that sort of body language?
A cucaracha.
Is that big?
Yeah, the cockroach.
You open a cabinet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Apples or oranges?
Oh.
Come on, y'all. Who's falling for this shit? Oh man, my watch page shows I'm super pixelated and glitchy. Wonderful. All right, let me try and fix that. All right, let me show you a different video. This isn't the only evidence I got. Now this, I know I'll get copyright claimed if I play this. This is a SNL skit, but here he is dressed like a lady, fake breasts and all, right?
My girlfriend.
Linda, linda, muy old maybe, no sé.
See? And this is supposed to be some Puerto Rican guy. So he gets pushed by WWE, SNL, the late night TV circuit, halftime at the Super Bowl. Who would they trust in that scenario? They would trust a bona fide superstar who's in the big club, right? So why not just serve up Justin Bieber in a fucking Puerto Rican costume, right? Oh, I got more. I got more. So here's another late night show appearance. Same thing. Hat and glasses. Weird body language. This time with Adam Sandler.
This man Bunny. I go, where? And then we locked up eyes, and I gave you some love across the
Bro,
court.
I was a little tipsy. I was a little tipsy, and I was, oh my God. I was with my best friend. Oh my God, Yomo. He's here. Because I was waiting for that moment.
Guys, that sounds like a white person trying to pretend to be fucking Puerto Rican, playing a character. It looks like a character, sounds like a the only way this makes sense to me is if, yeah, that's Justin Bieber, who's white, pretending to be Bad Bunny, and that's why they have the fucking stupid sunglasses and the hat there to distract you from that, so you don't stare too hard into the eyes and figure it out. And they go out of their way to make sure to put them two together so that it's an impossibility in most people's brains that them two are the same person. Mike 6 says, what happened to his accent? Yeah, he breaks character. So I can't sit here and show you all these videos, you know, the whole SNL skit or the whole damn late night thing here. I'm pretty sure my stream will get copyright claimed. It might already with just the little bit that I showed you. I'm kind of taking a risk. And then if they copyright claim it, then they own the rights to it, right? So I'm trying not to get copyright claimed, but still show you guys examples. But yeah, he broke character. It sounds like a white person who learned how to speak Spanish not too long ago. It doesn't sound like somebody who's been speaking Spanish their whole life, trying to speak English. Thank you, Mike 6, for the multiple donations tonight, buddy. Thank you guys for all the super chats tonight. And I missed a couple old super chats. Or a couple super chats went by that I haven't read yet. Replacement Skylight says, hey, Jake, I still have never heard your take on Paul McCartney being replaced by Billy Shear's conspiracy. I've looked into it, and I believe that sounds plausible. So makes sense to me. Now, here's the thing. I wasn't alive back, you know, when the Beatles were popular, and I was never a big Beatles guy. So that was one of those deals where I just went back and did a quick dive and quick look into it. And I already believe in celebrity replacements. So like when I watched the Chappelle show and I got familiar with Dave Chappelle and then they replaced him, that one hit me a lot harder, and I was able to experience that one firsthand, right? Whereas like the Paul McCartney one, I didn't hear about him being replaced until after I found out Dave Chappelle got replaced. So I had to get schooled up on celebs being replaced to begin with. And then I went and looked into the Paul McCartney one. Like I watched a couple different videos, and I can't remember what they were called, but it basically outlined that they found this. Paul McCartney got in a car accident and died accidentally, tragically, all of the sudden, and so they got a look-alike who looked and sounded like Paul, but he didn't play left-handed, so all they had to do was teach him how to play left-handed, and then they swapped him out. I guess that's the story. So I believe that's totally plausible, and if they were to try and keep the Beatles money wagon rolling, keep that money train going longer by swapping them out, I guess that could have been for sure. It could have been done. I just can't say for sure on that one. So I've only watched a few videos, so I don't have concrete evidence or anything. I don't feel as strong about that one as I do about Dave Chappelle being replaced. But my guess is that it's probably if enough people out there who have noticed, then there's probably something to it. RY says Trump gives Bad Bunny Best New Artist Award. All right, I'd like to take back what I said about Bad Bunny. I said that it was one of the worst halftime shows that I've ever heard. Well, I was accidentally watching Kid Rock, and I thought that it was Bad Bunny. So it turns out the Kid Rock show was one of the worst I've ever heard. And so I went back and I watched the Bad Bunny Super Bowl halftime show, and I was blown away. It was magnificent and much better than that trailer park piece of trash Kid Rock. Now I know Bob, he licks my taint and he worships the ground that I walk on, but I'm not too fond of Bob. He's a drug addict, all right? He's sniffed a little bit too much of the white powder, if you know what I mean. So I wouldn't be caught dead hanging out with somebody like Bob. However, a distinguished artist like Bad Bunny deserves your recognition. So I'm here to award the Best New Artist Award to the one and only Bad Bunny. There you go. Trump giving the New Artist Award to Bad Bunny. All right. Oh, fuck. Looks like I missed another one earlier. Somebody bringing up Borat. I think they're comparing this character to Borat. So you might think maybe Sacha Baron Cohen is playing the role of Justin Bieber. I mean, of Bad Bunny. But to me, it makes more sense that it's Justin Bieber playing that role, which is why they went out of their way to have Bieber and this guy on screen so many times together. Let me go back and get this super chat from Silent Shadow 6 USMC 8541 with a very generous donation. Thank you, sir. He says, Wide Awake Jake, this dude reminds me of Ali G, Borat, and all the other characters he played. Also, he speaks English, so why sing in Spanish? All by design. Peace, my man. So yeah, it just further adds evidence that this is a white person pretending to be a Puerto Rican. And the goofy get up here, the loss of accent when being asked questions on the late night shows here, the manufactured outrage, and the character's Bad Bunny, right? So you can take a Justin Bieber and then you can give him another character to play, a Bad Bunny, right? So now you can have two different fan bases who you can influence, who you can control, right? And then you can stick them both on screen together. And you can use Justin Bieber to make Bad Bunny more famous by showing that they hang out together. Because Justin Bieber wouldn't hang out with somebody who's not famous, right? So you associate Bad Bunny with hanging out with other famous people like Justin Bieber. So therefore, they must both be, equal famous. See how that works? But yeah, I thought for a minute possibly it could be Sacha Baron Cohen. I thought about that for a minute. But it actually lines up more with Justin Bieber, and I'll show you more evidence here in a minute. Thank you for all the super chats, guys. You guys are awesome. I think I'm caught up on the super chats now. Well, let me try and find another time where he's speaking. Here it is.
It was very cool that you did that for them as well.
Thank you. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. I love to do like the funniest thing is that I hadn't sex that night.
Oh, you did? Yeah. So it's easy.
Dad, you know, I like to do the fun stuff. The funnest thing that I did was sex last night.
That for them as well.
Thank you. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. I love to do like the funniest thing is that I hadn't sex that night.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Okay. All right, let's look into the let's look at a video from the Super Bowl. After the Super Bowl performance, there's a video of him backstage. Before we get to that, we got Justin and Bad Bunny at the Grammys, right? So you might be like, okay, well, here they are at the Grammys together, right? Justin and Bad Bunny. Oh, but this Justin doesn't quite look like the regular Justin. And they go out of their way to get this shot of them together, right? So to a lot of people, it's impossible that these two could be, or that this could be Justin Bieber, because they see them together right here and they're out in public at a live event. So this is not the same Justin. This is a different looking Justin, obviously. And this is Justin playing Bad Bunny, and they stick them on screen together. And there's so many examples of these two on screen together. It's almost like they went out of their way to show that these two guys like to hang out with each other a lot.
Bad Bunny, especially after what President Trump just said, that then sent Bad Bunny panicking right on video. The entire Super Bowl halftime show disaster last night was just after the halftime show. Just watch the way that he is acting, his mannerisms, everything. It's weird.
Watch the way he's acting, his mannerisms and everything. It's weird.
Crazy. That is crazy work, okay? And so this is Bad Bunny right after the halftime show. Just watch the way that he is acting, his mannerisms, everything. It's weird.
Benito, how was it out there? How was it?
That was great.
Why does he look so freaked out? It's
Yeah, very weird body language there.
It's weird.
Benito, how was it out there? How was it?
That was great.
Why does he look so freaked out? It's odd. It's odd, and there's so many questions about what is going on here. But everything is only getting worse and worse.
All right, so nobody else is putting the 2 and 2 together. Nobody else putting 2 and 2 together. Let's dive a little deeper now. So check it out. If you guys came late, anyone who missed this earlier, they're using a replacement Justin Bieber, a doppelganger Justin Bieber. So you have this guy, the fake Justin Bieber, go on screen with Bad Bunny, the real Justin Bieber. And you have this. See this guy right here? That doesn't look like Justin Bieber to me. That looks like some other person. This looks like Justin Bieber in the Bad Bunny getup. Look at this. They look very similar in this shot. They don't look anything alike in this shot. They almost look like they're the same guy in this shot, just with one has just darker hair, right? But in this shot, they look nothing alike. Guys, come on. See what I'm showing you here? These two are the same. Justin Bieber is Bad Bunny. This is a fake Justin Bieber posing with Bad Bunny to make you think that it's impossible that they can be the same person. Now let's take it one step further. Look at this. Look at this person. This person performed at the Super Bowl halftime show back when the Buccaneers played the Chiefs. I can't feel my face when I'm with you. He can't feel his face when he's with you. Now, does this look like a regular person to you guys? Does this look like a regular black guy? To me, this looks like a fucking white person dressed up as a black guy. If you were to take a white person and give him blackface, turn him into an African American, this just doesn't look like a regular guy. This hair looks fake. The facial hair looks fake. Something about this person doesn't look right to me. Seer says Stephen Hawking talking to Stephen Hawking. Easy peasy. All right, I'm going to have mumbling Stephen Hawking, and then I'll have his computer voice do the translation. The ability to clone a human is simply not in an efficient enough method in which man can be replicated in a laboratory setting and get the desired results. One must concede that when creating a human life, science must take a back seat to what is right and what is wrong. Therefore, the United States government would never create a human artificially in a test tube and then use that person to then play the role of a celebrity on television. Conspiracy theories being peddled online should immediately be dismissed as crazy conspiracy shit. All right. I ran out of shit to say there. Stephen Hawking translating for Stephen Hawking. All right, let me try and get back on track here. These damn impressions are going to throw me off track. Right, RY says, Gottis says, Bad Bunny wearing a dress is natural. There is no such thing as woman's clothes or a man's clothes. All clothes are simply there to cover the body. And of course, all clothing is simply just that. It is just clothing. There really is no difference between wearing a dress and wearing a leather jacket. You are simply choosing to cover up your body. And of course, if it is very cold outside, whether or not you choose to wrap yourself in a blanket or a dress or a jacket is merely a subjective choice. Therefore, wearing a dress is extremely natural. And that is why I am going to start wearing dresses now out in nature to show that I am one with nature and I am also comfortable enough in my masculinity to wear a dress. And I also want to show my allegiance to the ones who are in the big club, so to speak, because they are truly the enlightened ones who I wish to impress. There you go. Little GOATus for you. All right. So this character on screen, y'all, they call this character The Weeknd. And supposedly, this is the same guy as this guy. And here they are. Wait a minute. Is that the same guy? What's going on here? I looked up pictures of The Weeknd, and I got this, and I got this. You telling me those are the same guy? Or is there two fucking Weekends now? Looks to me like they got more than one Weeknd. And furthermore, one of these Weekends when compared with Bad Bunny here, I see Bad Bunny wears the white collar shirt and a white tie. And The Weeknd wears a black collar shirt with a black tie, black gloves, white gloves. Both of these were Super Bowl halftime performers. There's Justin. Just so happens to also be friends with The Weeknd. Just so happens to have taken these photos with The Weeknd. Just like he just so happens to be friends with Bad Bunny. Just so happens they're all friends, right? So there you have it. This is also this. This guy played The Weeknd and he played Bad Bunny. And this might not even be a guy. So this maybe lady is Bad Bunny and The Weeknd. And it looks like they got more than one Weeknd as well, if they really want to mess with people's minds. And they got more than one Justin. See? There it is. Now, I'm not the only one that has suggested that perhaps Justin plays the role of The Weeknd. I actually found somebody has made their own content 5 years ago about Justin Bieber being The Weeknd. So I'll show you somebody else's video. And I'd never heard of this channel until just today. Before I started my stream, I found a video of somebody else thinking the same thing I was thinking, except they came up with this years ago. Check this out. Fearless TV, Justin Bieber equals The Weeknd. Okay, looks like I missed the super chat from RY earlier. He says someone in chat mentioned Miley Cyrus. So funny thing about Miley Cyrus is now that person is not looking the same anymore. So the recent pictures of Miley are looking like a different person now, right? Like, what the hell is this? Alien-like looking person. So yeah, it looks like they've definitely got a different Miley now playing the part. This just looks weird right here. Look at that. Like, what the hell is going on? So yeah, they've been swapping out celebs for a long time. And that one was from RY, who mentioned Miley Cyrus. Thanks. Thank you for all the multiple super chats tonight, buddy. I appreciate it. And looks like you have another one here. You want me to do Jack Morgan talking about Justin Bieber being replaced. All right. Maria. All right, we sound good. So that's crazy. We're going to get a little out there, all right? We're going to get a little wow. But just follow along if you can, all right? We're going to be talking out of our butts for a while, all right? There's nothing too serious. We're just going to have some fun. Have you guys ever thought that maybe Justin Bieber got replaced? Yeah. I mean, I know it sounds crazy. I used to go skateboarding. Nestor, remember when I used to go skateboarding? Yeah. I used to want to be a skateboarder. But now I make like 6 figures a year. I make good money doing this, talking to you guys. And I came across this video that this guy, he was talking about Justin Bieber being replaced. And I was like, yeah. I was just thinking the other day, I told my girlfriend, doesn't Justin Bieber look different? And she was like, yeah, totally. I was just thinking that too. So like, we had an actual serious discussion that maybe Justin Bieber got replaced. Yeah. Take a hit, metaphorically speaking. Get a Caddy Daddy t-shirt. It's a good talk. There you go. Jack Morgan. Jack Morgan. Lint away air duct cleaning. Says shape-shifting second. Shape-shifting second. You want me to talk about being a bloody moldy rolling shapeshifter for a second time? Is that what you want me to do? You want me to do a secondary talk about how Jake the asshole is a bloody shape-shifting icon? He shapeshifts between Jake the asshole and Bad Bunny. He also plays the role of Nick Johnson in a bare knuckle boxer from the UK. Not sure if that's what you wanted me to do, but that's what you got. All right. So let me do a little deep dive into this guy's supposed background, this Bad Bunny. We'll see who he is and where he came from.
This is Bad Bunny, one of the most famous artists today. The only artist to have topped the Billboard 200 chart with a Spanish language album, not once but twice. One of the most famous Latin artists of all time is Padon. At 30 years old, Bad Bunny has a net worth of $50 million. He lives in one of the most luxurious and expensive penthouses in Manhattan. He has a mansion in California and Puerto Rico, luxury vehicles, fashion clothes and accessories, and has millions of followers on his social media. Today, Bad Bunny is a singer, songwriter, producer, actor, record producer, and wrestler. But Bad Bunny wasn't always like this. Before his meteoric rise to fame, he was simply Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio, a little boy from the beaches of Puerto Rico. Benito was born on...
See, like this background story can be totally created. They can just take some AI photos of a kid, stick them in there and be like, yeah, that's definitely Bad Bunny from 1994. How would you know any different, right?
March 10, 1994, in Almirante Sur, a neighborhood located in the municipality of Vega Baja, Puerto Rico, along with his father, Benito Tito Martinez, who was a truck driver, his mother, Lasore Ocasio, a retired English teacher, and his two younger brothers, Benny and Bisael, whom Benito considers his best friends. Music was an
Oh, look at that. This kid just happens to be putting the devil horns up in front of his face, right? Just happens to be a metalhead. He was a young metalhead throwing up the devil horns. Right?
Integral part of Benito's childhood. When he was little, his mother used to listen to salsa, merengue, and ballads like Juan Gabriel at home. This made music very valuable to Benito because it reminded him of his mother. Benito has said in interviews that he was raised in a happy home, saying that he was not one of those kids who used to hang out on the street. I like being at home with my family. By the young age of 5, Benito already knew what he was going to be. He wanted to be a singer, probably because his mother loved music so much. This led him to accompany his mother to church at this age, where he sang in the choir until he was 13.
He sings while holding a piece of pizza, slice of pizza. He got his start singing in the church, y'all, while holding the slice of pizza. What a story. Started from the bottom, now he's here. Wow. What a story. Came from a small town in Puerto Rico and got started singing in church while holding the piece of pizza. Of course, no symbolism here. Lint away duct cleaning, says shape-shifting archons. I bloody tell ya, I bought a Jake the asshole as a shape-shifting archon, and now he's doing damage control, making fun of the notion that he's a shape-shifting archon as if there's no such thing, when he knows bloody well. I've got him bodied. I've got him figured out. That's why he's doing damage control right now. Trying to make the idea of shape-shifting archons sound silly. So therefore you dismiss the idea completely.
After leaving the choir, his love of music developed even more. He listened to artists like Daddy Yankee and Hector Lavoe on the radio, who inspired his musical taste. His first solo performance was when he performed Juan's song, Mala Gente, at a talent show at his school. Despite being a shy young man, Benito used to do freestyles to entertain his classmates, developing a reputation at his school for his creativity and humor.
Back in Puerto Rico, he used to do freestyles at school. You guys? Yeah.
To entertain his classmates, developing a reputation at his school for his creativity and humor. In an interview, Benito said, I'm from Vega Baja, a small area that's not a metropolis like San Juan, which is where most of the artists in the genre come from. That's what's most surprising and incredible about all this. I came from nothing. When I was in school,
the rags to riches story. He grew up in a tiny town in Puerto Rico and got his start singing in the church. Made it to the Super Bowl where he can talk about dicks and tits and ass in Spanish. What a great story. All right. RY says Richie from Boston and Roseanne promote using Lintaway duct cleaning services to get the nanobots out of their new home in Boston.
So when we got back to my house in Boston. I hadn't been there in quite a while, and it was absolutely freaking infested with little Chinese nanobots. And I had to spray a I had to spray an entire canister of organic Bible vape juice spray in order to get rid of all those freaking Chinese nano drones. But there was some that lingered around for days. And so the only way to get rid of the lingering Chinese nano drones was to install these new lint filters, which would catch these Chinese nano drones. Now, these are a special type of filter that are only available through Lint Away duct cleaning services. Lint Away duct cleaning services not only is the best product for removing lint from your duct cleaners, but also it is one of the best products to remove lingering nano drones. These lint traps are so fine. Not only do they collect the lint, they also collect the loose nano drones that are flying around. And so I highly recommend that everybody gets Lint Away air duct cleaning ducts on your ducts at home if you want to keep your house not only lint free, but also Chinese nano drone free. And me and Roseanne, we're trying to have a baby. We want to bring a bundle of joy into our world. And we just might have wonderful news.
We're pregnant! That's right. Me and Richie, we're going to have like our own little bundle of love to take care of. And he's going to hopefully turn out way better than Becky and Darlene. Friggin' DJ. We're hoping that this one, maybe he grows up to be like a future president or something, like something highly prestigious.
All right, there you go. There's Roseanne and Richie. Lemming in a shiny metal box says, Sir Jake, I have had constant issues with notifications of your streams, but have had no issues with notifications of Prince Harry Balls. What a world. Keep fighting the good fight. Yeah, YouTube doesn't always notify people when I post a video or do a stream. So you got to check the channel every day and check the community section. I'll often update the community section 2-3 hours before I go live. So check the channel every day. Check the community section every day to see if I've posted something, right? And then make sure that not only are you subscribed, but that you have the notifications turned on to all. So a lot of people are subscribed, but they don't have the notifications turned on to all. So you got to go to the bell and click on it and then select all so that it hopefully notifies you. You're more likely to get notified if you have the all the notifications turned on, which is a specific setting. So yeah, they mess with my channel. They let me say and do a lot of stuff on this channel, which is cool, but they also mess with the channel a lot, which sucks. There's nothing I can really do about it but put up with it and just keep doing what I do. So thank you for being here, and thank you for the very generous super chat. Lemming in a shiny metal box. I really appreciate it. Glad you're here tonight. All right. Looks like I got another comedic request that just came in. That was weird. They like shut me down for a second there. Just as I was talking about how they mess with my channel. Then it gets all glitchy and shitty. What are the odds? Right when I start talking about how they mess with my channel sometimes, I get all glitchy and shitty. Just happens to be a weird internet issue, right when I mention that. Gage P9 says, Trump saying he's going to deport Bad Bunny the second his halftime show is over. So not only did Bad Bunny perform one of the most terrible halftime shows that I've ever seen, quite frankly, I don't think he deserves to be here in the United States a minute longer. So what we're going to do is we're going to check out the background of this fella and make sure that he's legally allowed to be here. And so we're going to go ahead and detain him, and we're going to put him through the process, and we're going to see whether or not he's a legally allowed to be here in the United States. And if he's not, what we're going to do is we're going to deport him back to Puerto Rico. Now, something tells me that this fella is not allowed to be here. And if we find out that that happens to be the case, he's going to be on the first flight back to Puerto Rico, believe you me. So I'm very serious about getting rid of illegals here. There's a lot of illegals who are trafficking drugs, and they're trafficking humans, and I'm not going to put up with it. Creepy Joe, he liked that sort of thing. During the Biden administration, he was letting all the illegals come over the border, but ever since I took over as your president, it's not happening. The illegals are no longer coming over like they used to. Not only that, I have ICE out there patrolling your streets, protecting you, keeping you safe. Now, of course, if you are carrying a firearm, you're not going to want to go to any protests, and you're not going to want to mess with any of the ICE officers there. Otherwise, you might end up like that fella Alex Pretty or that other fella Renee Good. So if you plan on showing up to a protest, make sure not to exercise your Second Amendment right. There you go. Little Trump deporting Bad Bunny. All right, let's get back to the background of Bad Bunny.
I used to stand on the balcony of my house singing, and people would come up to listen to me. Quote, he also revealed that when he was young, his mother wanted him to be an engineer and his father preferred him to be a baseball player, while his teacher said he would do better as a firefighter. Instead, he took audio-visual communication classes at the University of Puerto Rico in Arecibo. At the age of 14, as a hobby, Benito began writing and creating his own interpretations until in 2013 he began uploading his own songs through SoundCloud. During his adolescence, Benito developed his stage name, Bad Bunny. Of course, no one knew that he would become a world-famous man. During a school activity, Bad Bunny had to dress up as a rabbit. When posing for the photo, was shown as an angry expression. Years later, when Benito Antonio began using social media, especially Facebook, he decided to use the name Bad Bunny. The name came about in part because he liked the bunny that represented his school baseball team.
Oh, so that's how he became Bad Bunny, you guys. Oh, okay. Nathaniel Arias says Little Bow Wow equals Harry Styles and Lil Wayne equals Julian Baker. Did you see the video showing how they pay people to act like fans of Bad Bunny and teams in the Super Bowl? No, I didn't hear about, or I didn't see a video about them paying people to be pretend fans, but that makes sense. That way they don't have to worry about any actual fans or whatever. If everyone on the field is an actor, a choreographed performer, they know exactly who's going to be doing what, how they're going to be dressed, what they're going to do. So it makes sense that they would have actors on the field at the Super Bowl pretending to be fans and whatnot, rather than any real fans. That makes a lot of sense. I didn't know. I hadn't heard anything about Little Bow Wow being Harry Styles. I don't even know who that is. I've heard of Little Bow Wow, but I've never heard of Harry Styles. And then Lil Wayne being Julian Baker. I've never heard of Julian Baker. So I know who Little Bow Wow and Lil Wayne are, but I don't know who Harry Styles and Julian Baker are. So that would be something I'd have to check into after tonight's stream. But thank you very much, Nathaniel Arias, for the super chat, buddy. All right.
Bunny. The name came about in part because he liked the bunny that represented his school baseball team. The combination of Bad, Malo with Bonnie and Rabbit seemed like a fun way to counteract the cute image of the rabbit. This name later became his stage name and has become an iconic part of his musical identity. Before fame, in 2016, Benito worked as a bagger at Econo supermarkets on Mega Baj, while continuing to upload music as an independent artist on SoCloud. In 2016, His song caught the attention of producer DJ LUNAR, who later signed him to his record label Hurry's Music, and his journey as a professional artist would begin. DJ LUNAR introduced Bad Bunny to the production team Mambo Kings, who were interested in Bad Bunny's musical style and
got discovered and signed. Let me tell you something. Nobody gets to be a entertainer for long unless they're on the government payroll. Like nobody gets to be a world famous entertainer unless you're on the government payroll. You're in the big club. You simply can't break through to that level. So independent artists, like there's a level, like a plateau that you'll reach, and you can't ever break through to that next level unless you're in the big club, right? So the only way you can get famous enough to get anywhere near the Super Bowl stage is if you're in the big club. And so this story that he came from a small town in Puerto Rico and was a church singer and then got discovered and signed. Yeah, that's the typical rags to riches story. I've heard it 100 times, 1,000 times. Plucked from obscurity, grew up in a small town, worked hard, got discovered and signed.
fashion.
Yeah, right.
Since then, he has managed to enter the US Hot and Latin chart several times. Songs, his first hit.
Here you got the double devil horns.
The single Soy Peor peaked at number 22 on the Hotting Songs chart and established Bad Bunny as a pioneer in the Latin trap scene. Everyone was talking about Bad Bunny. Everyone wanted to meet him, to collaborate with him, because they saw the greatness and unique style that the Puerto Rican had. In 2017, his popularity grew with notable collaborations and a signing with Cardenas Marketing Network. That same year, he met Gabriela Berlinger, a jewelry designer at a restaurant. They began dating shortly after, and Berlinger became an important figure in Bad Bunny's life. She was not only his partner, but also collaborated on some creative aspects of his around with unconventional makeup and hairstyles. Bad Bunny has mentioned in interviews that the change in his fashion style was a way to express his true identity and authenticity.
It's a way to address his authenticity. So he dresses like this to express his individuality and authenticity. Ah, what a great story.
Extravagant jackets and large sunglasses. He also began to play around with unconventional makeup and hairstyles. Bad Bunny has mentioned in interviews that the change in his fashion style was a way to express his true identity and authenticity. He wanted to break away from conventional expectations and showcase his unique personality through fashion. Morrison in a tag team match. His performance was very well received, displaying impressive wrestling skills and great chemistry with his partner Damian Priest. In the same year, he also became an actor. Bad Bunny made his acting debut in the Netflix series Narcos Mexico.
Now, are they going to trust some fucking guy from Puerto Rico to do all that? Halftime show, WWE, late night talk show circuit, Netflix, this, that's a lot of money that they're putting into this character. The entertainment business is firmly behind this character. Makes a lot of sense if it's a character that's paid his or her dues multiple times. Makes a lot of sense if they know it's Justin Bieber and they can count on this character to do whatever they want. Makes a lot of sense if it's somebody who's established that they're for sure they can get the public to buy into, right? So it makes more sense that they'd put all that money and time and effort into Justin Bieber's secondary character rather than some guy from Puerto Rico. Just what I'm saying. They know they got a talented actor, musician in this Justin Bieber character that they can have sing in multiple different styles, wear all sorts of different clothes. So you can now market to two different audiences. You can control two different fan bases, and then you can have them hang out with each other, cross promote each other on screen.
playing Arturo Kiri Paez, a member of the Tijuana cartel. His role was well received and demonstrated his ability to act in both dramatic and serious contexts. His participation in the series allowed him to explore a different side of his talent, and he received praise for his performance. His album, Un Verano Sin Te, in 2022 solidified his status as the most listened to artist on Spotify, and in 2023 he released Nadie Sabe Lo Que Va a Pasar Mañana. Bad B has been open about the impact that fame has had on his mental health. On several occasions, he has expressed the need to take care of his emotional well-being. In 2023, he announced that he would be taking a hiatus from his music career to focus on his mental health and personal well-being.
Yeah, it makes sense if they need Justin to do something. This guy takes a hiatus. And then Justin hasn't done hardly any performances, hasn't taken the stage hardly at all since 2022 until just recently. Justin went on stage at the Grammys. But now Justin looks different. Let me show you the one that was on stage at the Grammys now. All right. So Justin hadn't performed since like 2022. And then he recently shows up at the Grammys and performs in his boxers, looking different.
Remember you used to drive a Yukon. I pick up whenever you call. Like in a parking lot in Tucson.
Clothes to perform, stripping down his vocals and stripping off his clothes to perform at the 2026 Grammys.
What would I do?
All right. So now we have this super tattooed boxer shorts wearing new version of Bieber. Doesn't quite match this version. And then they show this. That's not really the same guy. Look, this is a new Justin Bieber that they've rolled out. So, hadn't performed since 2022, shows up at the Grammys. And also, who is at the Grammys? Bad Bunny. So they got the photo opportunity to get Bad Bunny and Justin on screen together. Right? Anybody who missed this earlier? So they at the Grammys, you got replacement Justin Bieber, and you got Justin Bieber in his Bad Bunny getup. So imagine you're Justin Bieber, you're pretending to be Bad Bunny, and then you go meet your doppelganger. You go meet your celebrity replacement. You go meet your body double. You do a photo op with your body double. And now they've just created proof that those are two different people. And those are two different people. That's the fake Justin Bieber and Justin Bieber dressed up like Bad Bunny. And that's why they made sure to get this on camera. That's the whole reason this exists. So one more time. Bad Bunny looks like a white person pretending to be a Puerto Rican. Bad Bunny looks like he has fake facial hair. Bad Bunny has the same earring in the same spot as Justin Bieber. Bad Bunny wears a dress, has went through the humiliation ritual. Bad Bunny does the symbolism here. One eye symbolism. Justin does the one eye symbolism. This guy doesn't quite look like Justin. looks different. But this is the most current picture of Justin. This is the Justin that I'm familiar with, but this is the new Justin. You put these two together, and you got this. Clearly, these are two different Justins. This is not the same guy who just got older. Then you take this other version, and they still don't look quite like the same guy. So this person on the right is a brand new Justin. This is the feminine Justin and Bad Bunny. Both wearing leather, both in this weird photo shoot where it looks like Bad Bunny is staring through Justin Bieber. That's because this is a fake photo. This is Justin, and this is Justin. And they stuck them both together in this photo. This is not two different guys. This is the same guy. This is the same guy. This guy is this guy. This is the fake Justin Bieber with Justin Bieber playing Bad Bunny. You guys understand? Do you follow along? See? See the difference? Justin Bieber here, not the same Justin as here. So, this guy plays the role of this guy, or girl. This girl plays the role of this guy, whichever you prefer, and plays the role of this person as well. There you go. This person is this person who also is this person. There you go. Now I know there's people who that's just going to be too much for. They're going to say, I don't think that they're the same. I think that he just got older. I think, no, I don't think so. So there's plenty of people who I'm not going to convince with this, and that's fine. There's people who to this day tell me Dave Chappelle just got buff and older. So there's people who tell me I'm wrong about Dave Chappelle. He sold out. He took steroids and got older. That's what people tell me to this day. I'm positive they replaced Dave Chappelle. I'm positive they replaced Eminem. I'm positive they replaced Vince McMahon. I'm positive they replaced Alex Jones. And I've shown evidence of all these. And I'm pretty positive Bad Bunny is a made-up character, and it's some white person playing the role. And Weeknd looks to be a made-up character with some white person playing the role. So, me flying the theory that Justin Bieber is the Weeknd and Bad Bunny, it's really not that crazy if you really stop and think about it, and you're familiar with the world stage and the type of stuff these people like to do and the big club that these people are in. It's really not that crazy of a theory. In fact, I think I showed some good evidence that should get you thinking, maybe, just maybe, Jake has a point. Jonna agrees. All right. So what do you guys think? Now, like I said, I know there's going to be people who are going to be like, whoa, no way, man. That's just too crazy. But like I said, there's people who still tell me, Dave Chappelle just took steroids and got older. And they refuse to accept the truth that that guy got replaced. And they come up with the only explanation in their head that works, and it's he got buff and got older. So there's people who will reach for the easiest explanation. He got older. And they'll just spout that. That's good enough for some people. He got older. If that's good enough for you, just disregard everything I've talked about here. Seer says, I still don't know what Bad Bunny is. He's an industry plant. He's Justin Bieber's alter ego. And if Justin Bieber is The Weeknd and Bad Bunny, that means they can make like 3 times as much money, have 3 different fan bases to market to, control 3 different audiences, right? Very sneaky. Meanwhile, it's only one dude. So they can have each one go on their a hiatus and disappear for 2-3 years and then come back all of a sudden with a slightly new look. Carmen says ears totally different place on head with different Justins. Look at eyebrow placement compared to eyes. Yeah, I know. It pops out. How many people take the time to compare and contrast Justins? Now, when I was preparing for the stream yesterday, I was still gathering info, so that's why I didn't go live yesterday. And it took me all day today to get all this shit together to show you guys. So I spent a lot of hours on this. And I knew people, might be like, I don't care about Justin Bieber. Who cares, right? The whole thing is being able to see through their deception. So if Justin Bieber plays the role of Bad Bunny and does a halftime show, you can be like, I've never heard of Justin Bieber. I don't care. And you can try and act like you're too fucking cool for school. But I'm trying to see through the deception. And if they're going to try and insult my intelligence and have Justin Bieber play fucking multiple roles, and if I see through it, I'm going to say something. Not because I care about these characters. It's to point out that they're duping the majority of the world. You got tons of people who are talking about Bad Bunny's halftime performance. Imagine if they found out, could wrap their mind around that it's a white person playing the role of a Puerto Rican. And then it's Justin Bieber, right? So being able to see through the deception is what allows me to be more awake than the average person walking around. So I know it's the hip, cool thing to do, to be like, I've never even heard of Justin Bieber. I don't even know who Bad Bunny is. Who cares about these celebrities, right? But they're using these people to dupe tens of millions of people, right? And so if they can swap out one of these characters with a totally different person, and people are so fucking stupid that they don't notice, and I'm one of the few people in the world that notices and has the wherewithal to stick it on screen for you. I'm trying to teach you, trying to help you. I want you guys to be able to see through the bullshit too. I don't want to be the only guy in the world that sees through this. It's lonely being the only guy that sees through this shit, or feeling like I'm the only one paying attention. So yeah, I want to show people, hey, look what they're doing, right? Look what they're doing. Look what they're doing, right? So I don't give a shit about any of these people's music. I don't listen to any of their music. I don't like these characters at all. So I'm just basically exposing that they are duping tens of millions of people with this celebrity replacement shit that they do. And if you're paying attention, it pops out. It's very obvious. Sticks out. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Like now that I showed you, go do your own research. Go look at all the recent interviews from Bad Bunny, and you'll see very weird body language from a person who seems like they just learned how to speak Spanish a couple of years ago. A person who doesn't seem like they speak Spanish as their natural language, as their first language. All right, I had a few super chats came in. Let me get to those. Somebody's asking about Vince McMahon's kids, and then I had another one. From RY. He says, not about music, it's all about fashion for these artists. Yeah, so they can control what people think, what a large portion of people think is cool. They can control how people think and feel by creating narratives and stories with these characters, right? So they can get people to accept a man dressing like a lady and a lady dressing like a man if they constantly have pop stars doing it on a huge stage, right? And getting praise instead of criticized, right? So, and then they can use these celebrities to push, right-wing agendas or left-wing agendas. So, for instance, you have your choice between two halftime shows: Kid Rock, the right-wing puppet who's an industry plant, or Bad Bunny, the left-wing industry plant. Either way, they got you watching an industry plant. So a lot of people supposedly changed the channel and watched the Kid Rock TPUSA halftime show. Well, now they just got you watching the right-wing industry plant. So they did this on purpose. They create a divisiveness between the left and the right with the halftime show. You have a left halftime show and a right halftime show, and make the audience pick and choose and then fight amongst themselves over which one was better and why. And then they can have a bunch of people in the media talk about whether they liked Bad Bunny's performance or not, whether they liked Kid Rock's performance or not. So it actually makes a lot of sense to have a Bad Bunny character get people to change the channel over to the right-wing industry plant, right? So it was actually controlled divisiveness to make you choose one industry plant or the other. Either way, you're choosing one of their plants. Another super chat. From Lintaway Air Duct Cleaning, he says, do you think Shane and Stephanie were really Vince's kids? You know what? I'm not so sure when it comes to Vince. So I'm not sure if Vince got taken out and then they replaced him with a fake Vince, or if Vince sold off his likeness and is allowing his likeness to be used. Because if Vince sold off his likeness to TKO or whatever entity that owns WWE right now, then they can take the Vince McMahon character, run his name through the mud, kill him off, do whatever they want. So imagine you sell your likeness to a giant corporation for $500 million, and then they can create a doppelganger, a body double, and then they can drag that character's name through the mud, have that character appear on camera and do and say whatever, and you no longer have any control over what that character does and says because you sold off the rights to that character. So you have to look at these characters on the world stage as easily replaceable, especially if they're worth a lot of money and they have influence over a lot of people. So somebody like Vince McMahon, the version of Vince McMahon that they show now doesn't look like the old Vince. And the few examples they have of the Vince McMahon now talking and appearing on camera, it doesn't look like the old Vince, and it doesn't sound like the old Vince. And so when it comes to his kids, perhaps they were never really his kids. I mean, Shane McMahon looks maybe a little bit like Vince, but not a lot. And then you might argue maybe Stephanie isn't a legitimate female. So, yeah, there's no telling, man. When it comes to that business, everything's up for grabs as far as being a work on the public. As far as faking out the public is concerned, everything with that business can totally be a work, a staged act. So yeah, I made a video about Vince McMahon being replaced like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. So if anyone wants to catch up on Vince McMahon being replaced, I have a video about it on my channel. And then we never see Trump hang out with Vince anymore. So Vince and Trump used to be good friends. In fact, Trump went on WWE programming. He went on Monday Night Raw, and him and Vince had a feud, and him and Vince pretended to fight. So Trump actually did some professional wrestling with Vince McMahon. But since they replaced Vince, Trump stopped hanging out with Vince. See? So you never see the current Trump character and the current Vince character hanging out anymore. They conveniently stopped being friends and stopped hanging out. RY says, Alex Jones milkshake brings all to the yard, and their like is better than yours. Also, he ain't no holla back girl.
Folks, let me tell you something right now. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and their life is better than yours. Damn right, it's better than yours. I could teach you, but I'd have to charge because I ain't holla back girl. Ain't no holla back girl, folks. Few times I've been around that track, so it's not just gonna happen like that because I ain't no holla back girl. Ain't no friggin' holla back girl. This shit is bananas. It's BANANAS. It's friggin' bananas. This shit freaking bananas. BANANAS. Friggin' globalist. Fucking
There you go. Alex Jones singing milkshake and holla back girl. Just for you. All right. Lint away air duct cleaning says, did you see Epstein files said Biden was replaced? Yeah, see, that's what sucks is they mixed so much bullshit in there in the Epstein files that they threw in something that's true to really taint the pool, right? So what they do is they release a bunch of bullshit that they trick everyone with, right? Oh, this name's on the files and this person's on the files. And then they throw in something that's true. Biden's replaced in with all the bullshit, right? To really throw everyone off. So that's something that most people are thinking is crazy and doesn't make sense. So the public aren't exactly buying into that. So the public's all into the Epstein files, but they're not quick to take the bait that Biden's been replaced from the Epstein files. So yeah, they're basically trying to muddy the waters of truth by releasing a bunch of bullshit through the Epstein file release and then mixing in little pieces of truth in with all the bullshit. Yeah, there were a lot of different people who played the role of Joe Biden. I think they used several different actors. So back when he was president, I used to do streams telling you guys that I think they replaced Joe Biden. A lot of you guys would agree. And then we would talk about different actors possibly playing the role, you know, Dana Carvey, Jim Carrey, among others. And I told you guys, I think both Jim Carrey and Dana Carvey played Joe Biden at least once, right? So I think with Joe Biden, I think they rotated in lots of different actors so that you couldn't quite put your finger on any one actor. And that's why we got several different versions of Joe Biden. We got bumbling Joe Biden that would incoherently stumble through a sentence and not make much sense. And then we would sometimes have Joe Biden that would easily say paragraphs without stumbling or fumbling over any words, right? And would be totally coherent and make sense. So there were several different versions of Joe Biden, and it made it extra hard for me to like do a good Joe Biden impression because it seemed like they had multiple actors playing the role of Joe Biden. So I never could get a sense of Joe Biden, the man, because it always felt like a different actor was playing the role. And they were using AI Joe Bidens as well. So not only were they using imposter actors to play the role of Joe Biden, they were using AI Joe Bidens as well. So then you were always stuck wondering, like, okay, which version of Joe is this? The completely fake AI version, or is it an actor wearing a hyper realistic mask? Maybe a combination of the two. And I remember whenever I would talk about that, people would say, Jake, that's crazy. Joe Biden is still the same old man he's always been, right? It's the same Joe Biden. He's just got dementia. So whenever I would talk about Joe Biden being replaced, there would just be people who would say, no, he's just really old and has dementia now. Just quickly dismiss Joe Biden being replaced by saying he's old and he has dementia. So I've heard the excuses. Dave Chappelle took steroids and got older. Joe Biden just got older and has dementia. Justin Bieber just got older. That's why he looks different. Vince McMahon got plastic surgery and just got older. Alex Jones, he just got older and took Ozempic. I've heard all those excuses. None of the excuses make sense to me. All of them just got older. Please. Lint away duct cleaning says, views on center of Earth theory. Lava in the middle? No, I don't believe that there's lava in the middle of Earth. So if you believe in a globe Earth, then you're told that the center is lava. But once you figure out that the globe is bullshit and there's no such thing as a globe Earth, and that the Earth is a flat, motionless plane, then the whole middle being lava goes out the window. Kind of like outer space goes out the window. Like once you figure out you're not on a globe shooting through space, then the whole concept of outer space goes out the window. And so the notion of lava being in the middle of the Earth goes out the window once you figure out that you're not on a globe. So, what is in the center of Earth, we can only look to as far as we can dig down. And apparently we can only dig down about like 8 or so miles. And then it becomes like impenetrable. We just don't have the tools to get any lower than 8 miles. Or any deeper, I should say, than 8 miles. So what we're told is the super borehole, and wherever the hell it's at, is like 8 miles deep. And that's as far as they've ever dug. So if as far as humans have supposedly ever dug is 8 miles, that's all that we know. We don't know what is deeper than that because we've never actually been deeper than that. So to suggest that there's lava way down deeper in the center or what's deeper than that, all we know is that we dug down 8 miles and can't go any deeper. And that's just what we're told. So they'll show you diagrams of like what the center of Earth looks like, and they'll show like a pie slice cut out of a globe Earth. But no one's ever cut a pie slice out of the globe Earth and looked inside. So they'll show you these diagrams of the globe Earth, and like if you cut, a piece of pie section out of it, all the, the layers, and they'll name the different layers of Earth and the crust and the mantle and yada, yada, yada. But nobody's ever sliced open the globe Earth and pulled the pie slice out. So it's just a artist's conception of what that would look like. So once you figure out that Earth isn't a globe, well, then of course you have to throw out the whole artist's conception of what the inside of Earth looks like once you figure out that it's not that. So what does it really look like if you keep going down deep? Like what is below the 8 mile mark that they've dug down? I don't know, man. I couldn't tell you. What do I think of Snowden? I think he's a fake whistleblower. I don't think he's legit. I think he's a character on the world stage. So I don't trust anything that comes out of that character's mouth. And thank you, Shine On You Crazy Danielle. Cool name. Shine On You Crazy Danielle. And Evan with a donation says, I'm scripted and rigged. Sorry to hear that, Evan. Maybe one day you'll learn how to be non-scripted and non-rigged like me. Just keep watching my content and my streams, and hopefully my unscriptedness will wear off on you, and you can become non-rigged. Or something. RY says, Anthony Kiedis arguing with Neil deGrasse Tyson, Space Final Frontier. Space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. And if you want these kind of dreams, it's Californication. Well, that just sounds like somebody who flunked out of science class. Because space may indeed be the final frontier, but there's so much about space that man is yet to discover. And there's so much science can teach us about the final frontier. And there's no way that something as awesome and amazing as outer space could be created in some dark Hollywood basement. I mean, if you're stupid enough to think that they could fake outer space in a studio, well, then you probably are stupid enough to think that the Earth is flat. And little creatures with tiny minds who roam this wonderful globe Earth that we live on, who think that they live on a flat Earth, might just be tiny-brained enough to think that space could somehow be made in a Hollywood basement? You gotta be crazy. There you go. Neil deGrasse Tyson, Anthony Kiedis, together at last. I know you guys have always wanted Anthony Kiedis and Neil deGrasse Tyson to be together. Now it finally happened. Thank you, RY, for all of your very creative comedic suggestions tonight. You know, I try my best to bring these comedic suggestions to life. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes not so much. But I give it a go. I always give it a try, right? Sometimes you get a perfect impression that works out and makes everyone laugh. And then sometimes you get a shitty impression that sucks donkey dick. But I always give it a try. Lint Away Air Duct Cleaning says Jeff Bezos' GPA was part of DARPA and started the internet. So yeah, basically everything is a psyop. Jeff Bezos is a character on the world stage. All these space exploration organizations, they're all the government. So NASA is the government. SpaceX is the government. SpaceX and NASA work together. So therefore, they're both the government. Jeff Bezos' penis rockets is no different than NASA or SpaceX. It's all the same. So it doesn't matter whether it says Blue Origin on the rocket or whether it says SpaceX or whether it says NASA. It's all the same. It's all fake and phony space exploration. Nobody travels outer space for real because outer space doesn't exist. There is no magic floaty land that you can take a rocket to and pop out and float magically. It doesn't exist. What goes up must come down, which is why all the rockets go up. They all turn sideways, and then they all start heading back towards the ground. And whenever they show you a rocket go up, you'll eventually see it curve and start heading back towards the ground. And then they shift away and show you the back of the rocket and the boosters coming off. And then they cut the scene and show you a entirely new scene of a rocket supposedly in outer space. But what you don't see is if you keep following that original rocket, it eventually splashes down in the ocean. Once it's out of sight, out of mind, splashes down in the ocean. And then, of course, they can go scoop it up. When it's out of sight, out of mind, they can go retrieve it from the ocean. And it looks like they're using like helium in these rockets. So when a rocket takes off, it's like... You ever wonder why the rockets look so slow when they take off? They say that they're going faster than a bullet, but it looks so slow. They say, oh, it's because it's so big, it looks so slow. Meanwhile, if you ever launch a model rocket's like this. And it's out of sight. If you've ever launched a model rocket, you know, like within a second, it is gone from sight. And they want you to believe that the big giant NASA rocket is faster than that model rocket, fast like a speeding bullet, but it's so big it just looks like it's going slow. No, in actuality, those big rockets, the NASA rockets, SpaceX rockets, they are going slow. The fire is just for show. Looks more like they're full of helium, like a hot air balloon. So imagine a rocket being more like a hot air balloon, and then the fire is just for show. And it's really not an actual rocket engine. It's more just to create the illusion that that fire coming out is what's propelling it. But what's really propelling it could be helium, let's say, right? Like a hot air balloon. So that's why rockets, when they go up, they're extra slow, because they're big hot air balloons, most likely. Anyway, I went off on a huge rant. But basically, yeah, the internet is a psyop. Facebook's a psyop. MySpace was a psyop. Outer space is a psyop. Jeff Bezos is a psyop. Elon Musk is a psyop. Everything is a psyop, bro. The internet itself. Russell Brand floating in space. I had a feeling this was going to happen. Hello, America. I'm very, very lucky to be broadcasting live right now from the International Space Station in conglomeration and incorporation with a collaborative associative effort in which the oligarchy is working side by side with the patriarchy so that they can control everything within our lives, and they can intrinsically take a state of mind away from us that we can ever perceive in an ever-expanding virtual inconsistent servitude in which we stare into the void of outer space intermittently, inconsistently, in conjunction to one another, while we decipher indiscriminately one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And that is why here in this conceptual, unilateral, indiscriminatory atmosphere in which I proceed to float around in right now, I have to ask you one important question, America. Do I have a piece of hay stuck in my horse teeth right now? Is there something stuck in the crevices of my horse teeth? I believe there's a little piece of hay stuck in the crevices of my teeth. However, I, of course, incompassingly, incompatibly with the ever-expanding nature of the revelation of the method, choose not to side with the oligarchical patriarchy known as the British government. All right. Whew. That's hard to pretend to float and keep coming up with all those words. Phew. And you know what? I had to like somewhat cheat. I wrote down a bunch of words because I knew you were going to want me to do that again, because I did that the other night and you said that you were going to make me do that again. So I wrote down a bunch of words so that I could keep coming up with big words for Russell Brand. So I was like, all right, next time he asks me to float in space, I need to make sure to have some words so that I don't run out of big words. So I wrote down a shitload of big words for when I do my Russell Brand impression. Functionality, underlying, deterministic. I even made up some words. Incongruitiveness. I wrote down incongruitiveness. I should have mixed that one in. We're experiencing levels of incongruitiveness that we can functionality exquisiate. Just make up some words that don't exist. The conceptualistic analities of the human species. All right. RY says, Jake, you are the best comedian ever. Oh, well, thank you. I try to be the best. And it's hard. Sometimes you guys come up with comedic requests that are very challenging, that no other comedian in the world would dare even try. So, hey, I put myself out there for you, you know, and I do it all off the cuff, off the cusp, off the cuffaspa. So yeah, whenever you give me these comedic requests, you know, you're getting a real guy actually trying to do something on the spot and entertain you and give you what you want, right? Complete your request. You'd be hard pressed to find another comedian that'll do this. Joey Gigi or Joey Egg says, good show tonight. Wow, never heard Bad Bunny, but this is so bad imitation of a Latino by a white bread. Justina also plays Black Dude called The Weeknd. Wow. These talk show clips, so obvious. Pretende. Glad you spent tonight watching this stream and the evidence that I showed. In here tonight, Joe E. Egg, Jewy Gigi, whatever your name is, whatever you want to be called. Thank you for showing up tonight. Thank you for the super chat. RY says Jim Carrey interpreting for Stephen Hawking. Everything that you see here right now is all because of the Illuminati.
Hi, I'm Stephen Hawking. This is how I talk. Hello, I'm Stephen Hawking. I know all about outer space. We're going to go to outer space and explore, and we're going to discover stuff because I'm Stephen Hawking. Look at me. This is exactly how Stephen Hawking sounds.
Lahu Sahur. All right. You guys remember when Jim Carrey used to spread his ass cheeks and talk? If you don't remember that, then you probably think what I just did is pretty crazy. But no, Jim used to do that. He used to talk with his ass cheeks. So there you go. Ryler05 says cornucopia has been proven for the fruit of the loon. Newspaper clippings and photo evidence has been found. Mandela effect is probably a government experiment. Bro, I know for a fact there was a cornucopia on the fruit of the loon package because that's how I figured out what the word is. I asked my mom specifically what that thing was on the package because I knew what all the fruit was, but I didn't know what the brown thing was. And so I asked my mom what it was, and she looked at me and she goes, "That's a cornucopia." And I had never heard that fucking word in my life. So someone would have to try and tell me that, like, I came up with a fake memory of my mom telling me that that was a cornucopia on the fruit of the loon package, and that I created a fake memory for how I learned about the word cornucopia. That's what somebody's going to try and pitch to me. But here's the thing. I remember how I fucking learned about that word because I'd never heard the word before. And I can literally trace it back to the fucking fruit of the loon package. I have no reason to make that up, right? So I'm not a Mandela effect guy. I don't go around spouting off all these Mandela effects, but straight up, there was a fucking cornucopia. And I asked my mom specifically what it was. And she told me, and that was how I learned what the word is. So there's nobody who can convince me that I just made that memory up or I have a false memory of learning the word cornucopia from my mom and the fruit of the loon package. I have no other recollection of learning about a cornucopia other than that, which is crazy. So yeah, I'm not the biggest Mandela effect guy, but I'm totally Mandela affected when it comes to the cornucopia. But according to Ryler here, it's been proven because of news clippings and photo evidence. Interesting. I haven't heard that. Truth Metal Jake says, "Bro, you should bump up your super chat minimum to at least $5. I'm tired of these broke ass people taking advantage of your comedy genius for $2 super chats." Here's the thing. Some people have been very generous tonight. And, you know, I got one for like $50 to start the show. And then Lemming in a shiny metal box, he donated like 40. So I'm not going to set any sort of limits. And I want to try and make everyone happy. You know, if somebody's been watching me for years and all they can afford is $2 and they want me to do a funny impression, I'm going to try and give them the impression, right? Now, I'll go longer. Like if somebody gives me, you know, a 20 as opposed to a 2, I'll try and go the extra mile and make the impression longer. So I might, you know, only give a shortened impression if it's only $2, but I'm still going to do whatever it is in the, whatever the request is in the super chat. So I'm not going to set any limits. And, you know, everyone's got a different situation. Some people can't afford to donate hardly anything or at all. So, you know, I'm just glad to have an awesome audience who donates regardless. So whether you donate a lot or donate a little, I am extremely thankful to have an audience who supports me with these super chats. And I'm so glad that I get to do this job here, showing you guys this information, make you guys laugh and entertain you on a week-to-week basis. So thank you to everybody who has sent super chats tonight from the bottom of my heart. Thank you all. Hopefully I fulfilled your request or answered your question. And I really, really appreciate all the donations, whether it's a small donation or a big donation. Thank you. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. There you go. And Bob Lines says, "Russell Brand imitation is my favorite due to the difficulty in creating bullshit words." Russell is truly full of shit. Yeah, because I have to pretend that I'm floating, and I have to keep trying to like read some of these words and then like mix it into like a paragraph, which is hard, especially on the spot. And so it's definitely a challenging impression to do if you add in floating and then trying to like keep the words coming for like longer than 10, 20 seconds. Anything longer than a minute doing a floating Russell Brand is very challenging. What I need to do is I need to like just practice like a shitload of different long words, right? So that anytime anyone asks me to do that, I'll be totally prepared. I have to practice my floating Russell Brand impression to where I don't run out of fucking words. How many comedians you know have to practice a floating Russell Brand impression so that they don't run out of words live, right? So that they don't disappoint their audience. Thank you, Bob Lines. I appreciate the super chat. Glad you enjoy the Russell Brand imitation. And Joey GG or Joey Egg says Joe G, but always love the name you come up with. I've called you Jewy GG, which I was pretty sure that wasn't what you wanted to be called. And I've called you J Joe E Egg. Or I've called you all these different names. It turns out it's just Joe G. Thank you, Joe G. From Jake G. Jake G thanks you, Joe G, for this wonderful donation. Looks like we got Mr. Ralph's here. Ralph's is here. What do you want, Ralph? What, you want to go outside? You want to go outside, don't you? Yeah, Ralph wants me to wrap up the stream. He wants me to finish it up. Oh, I think I see a super chat from Jonna. Well, actually, I got one from Kelly Yamaguchi. She says, can you do Indian 49ers impression Jake on Kittle? As you know, me and Shabir, we are season ticket holders for the 49er, and we were very upset when the 49er got eliminated from the playoffs, and our favorite player is a George Kittle. And one time after the game, George Kittle, he run over and he signed our football and he give us his autograph, and it was one of the best days of life. Me and Shabir, we were so happy that our favorite player, George Kittle, give us his autograph on the football. We take the football and we put it inside of a glass encasement, and the football from George Kittle with the autograph is sitting in the living room. We make a shrine in our living room to the 49er, the greatest football team in the world, my friend. And we have not only a framed jersey of George Kittle, but we have the ball with the signed autograph right underneath. So every time the 49ers are playing in a away game and we stay home to watch the game, we were sitting and watching the game right alongside George Kittle's autograph football, which of course gives the 49ers good luck so that they win more games, my friend. All right, there you go. There you go, Kelly. I know you love the 49ers Indian impression, guys. I just pulled that impression out of my ass, I don't know, a year ago or whenever it was, several months back. I just came up with these Indian dudes who like the 49ers, and I did that impression. And Kelly liked it so much, she's actually donated several different times asking for that impression. So there you go, Kelly. Hopefully you enjoyed that. And we got a donation from Jonna here, who is a moderator and a longtime supporter of the channel. She says, hi, Jake, could you please play your hit Booty Bumpin', or could you do world famous beatbox champion? Thank you. What do you guys want? Would you guys rather me do my beatbox joke, or would you rather me play Booty Bumpin' on the bass? I'll put it up to you guys. You guys vote now. Do you want Booty Bumpin' played live on the bass, or do you want me to do my beatbox champion joke? Those are your options. Vote now. And I got a super sticker from Scott Gorey up earlier. Sorry for missing your super sticker, Scott Gorey up. Looks like a pear saying ha ha ha. Thank you, Scott Gorey up. Got a vote for booty bumping. Got another vote for booty bumping. Got a vote for beatbox. Another vote for booty bumping. Another vote for the bass. Looks like I'm getting more votes for some live bass. So it looks like that's going to be the winner is booty bumping tonight. And that, of course, a donation coming in from Jonna. We also got one from Joe G. Says, bone for Ralph. All right. So let me go ahead and play you guys a song, and then we'll go ahead and wrap it up tonight. All right. Wish I would have had all this shit set up already. Would have saved me some time. Ugh. For fuck's sakes. My strap came off. There we go. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Technical difficulties with my strap. Oh my God. Oh, that was a pain in the ass. Sorry you guys had to sit through that. Jeez.
you slowly, I gives it to you fast. My memories are fading, we got to make it last. Got to make it last. Got to make it last. Last, 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 last. Oh, it's party time. Baby, see, I've been feeling lately. Something isn't right now. You got me kind of crazy. Got me feeling something. Ooh, this is what I know. I love to get your booty bumping, just like the week before. You know you like it slowly, but I gives it to you fast. My memories are fading. We gotta make it last. Got to make it last. Oh yeah. Got to make it last, 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 last. Oh, that's what I mean. Oh, I'm only good for 3, baby. I've been feeling lately. Something isn't right now. You got me kind of crazy. My brains are feeling hazy. This is what I know. I gotta get this party started, just like the week before. Love to take it slowly, but I gives it to you fast. My memories are fading. We gotta make it last. Damn girl, think I'm about to blast. If you know what I mean, think I'm about to blast, 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 blast. Ooh, yeah. Get your booty bumping, yeah. There you go. Sorry for the wait. Whew, little booty bumping for you. All right. you go.
A little slap bass for you guys. Live slap bass. And you know it's live because I sat there and struggled with my strap for several minutes. Thank you, Jonna, for your request. And thank you for the super chat. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Joe G, Sabone for Ralph. Okay, got that one. Ralph appreciates it. Oh, he's got a bone of his own. Hickory dickory dock. I want you to suck my cock. Oh, he got a bone of his own. All right, sorry. Doing a little getting a little carried away there, doing a little impression. All right, Suzette Ann says, does the same Bieber play The Weeknd and Bad Bunny? Are these characters played by or original Bieber or replacement Bieber? What a mind fuck. So the original Bieber is playing the role of Bad Bunny and The Weeknd, but they have a replacement Justin Bieber who can then take pictures with Justin when he's dressed up like Bad Bunny. So the whole reason to bring in the replacement Justin is to have a photo op and have him in person at the Grammys shake hands with Justin when he's dressed up like Bad Bunny, right? So you'll have to go back to the beginning when I was explaining the whole thing. I explained it a few different times. So Bad Bunny is Justin Bieber and The Weeknd is Justin Bieber. But then they also have a replacement Justin Bieber there to create the illusion that these are different people. Different characters. They create an illusion that they're different characters that just so happen to be best buddies. Okay, let me make sure before I shut it down that I got all of these super chats here. And thank you, Suzette Ann. Yeah, I recommend you go back and watch what I showed more towards the beginning. I showed all their pictures right next to each other. New Justin with old Justin, Justin and Bad Bunny, Weeknd and Justin. I showed all the pictures and all the side-by-side comparisons. JP with a donation for the bass playing. Thank you, JP Crucino. I appreciate that. Thank you, all you guys tonight. Lots and lots of super chats. I'm overwhelmed with the support. Been reading super chats damn near the whole time I've been on screen, which is a good thing, of course. Lots of support. You guys are great. And I got one from KJ. It says, thanks. Thank you, KJ. I appreciate that. And Ryler says, have you heard the theory that Super Bowl 11 and Super Bowl 60 were almost identical? I watched part of that video, but that guy makes a video like that every single year. So apparently they're rerunning old scripts quite a bit because that guy makes videos about how this year's Super Bowl was the exact same script as this other Super Bowl. So yeah, I watched part of that video. It makes sense that they're going to rerun parts of some old scripts, right? Just like if you're, booking, I don't know, wrestling, you might look up you've done in the past and then rerun a story, just change a few little things, right? And then movies, they rerun a lot of the same scripts, right? So it makes sense that the script writers get a little lazy and rerun an old script. I think I read that one, yeah. Okay, guys, I am getting really tired. Starting to run out of energy. you might notice. So yeah, I'm going to get off here, eat some food, take my dog out for a walk. Thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. I had fun. I know not everybody is going to be on board with the theory that Justin Bieber is Bad Bunny, but that's what I think. But you're free to make your own decision. Just do your own research. Try and find definitive proof that that somebody's not dressing up and playing the role of that Bad Bunny. Go ahead and find definitive proof that nobody's dressing up and playing the role of The Weeknd. And then try and find definitive proof that it for sure isn't Justin Bieber. You might just find more proof which supports my theory that it is the same guy. All right. So there you have it. Thanks for hanging out tonight, guys. I'll see you guys next time. See you in the next stream or the next video. Peace out. Much love. You guys are awesome tonight. It was a great stream. Bye-bye. Good night. Take care.